Boys and girls, kids of all ages, welcome back to episode number 3 of Carp's Gym. Coach Carp training for the Strongman Throwdown at Home Gym Con. This is week 3, day 1, starting off with a deadlift focus workout. We're working up to a 3 rep max here today. I thought maybe I would be about a 435 for 3, but turns out I was only able to get up to 405 for 1 this day. So that's what I've noticed is my recovery has not been that great. And then after the 405 for 1, we're doing back off sets, 80% of the 3 RM, which I thought would be about 448. And I did 3 sets of 4 at 345. You'll see those here. Now, I forgot to film it on the first go around, but between these deadlift sets, I'm supposed to be doing a 45-second on the 1 rep max, and then 60-second planks between the back off sets, 3 sets of 4. So that's what I'm doing here, and also planks and then burpees. And then on the second time around, you just have to do a 60-second plank, but the first time it's 45-second plank followed by 6 burpees, and that was a killer. Then our next item is a strongman activity. It's an 8-minute EMOM of frame carries, but I'm using the Fringe Sport farmer handles here. Shout out to Fringe Sport. They sent me these handles to sponsor this video. And I'll be using their farmer handles for all my carries, for all my frame carries, to simulate the frame carries. So these are really nice farmer handles. I've done a review on them, and I will do a full review at the end. But I'm just loading those up here because I got to do a 8-minute EMOM. That's every minute on the minute, 50-foot frame carries, and we're trying to do light here. Think about pick efficiency and your footwork, and just build technique and confidence in the movement. Then next up, after that EMOM of the frame carries, we are doing a 10-minute EMOM of sandbag to shoulder 2 times at what you have is a challenging weight. Now I'm using my small sandbag here, which is about 115 pounds, and I'm using this sidearm technique that I saw from Mitchell Hooper. Try to toss it up on the shoulder, use your hips and that one arm to kind of push it and sling it up. And these worked okay for me. The heavier you get, you'll see that I had some trouble. And I'll show you a technique later I got from Andrew Haynes. He sent me a video, and I'll go over that quickly here towards the end when we get to that point. Here I'm going to pull out the medium bag and give it a shot because I was getting those pretty easily. I pulled out the 175 pound bag, which is my medium sized bag, and then the big one that you see over there in the corner, the Freedom Strength bag, that is a 225 pound bag. So I'm going to give it a couple goes here with the 175 and see how it goes. It's much more difficult with this technique. You'll see what I mean later, how Andrew Haynes just pops it up on his shoulder. But here's me giving it a go. Now here's a video Andrew sent me. He straddles it hot dog style, and watch how he just pops it up, sits down with it, and then uses his hips to throw it up on his shoulder, which is awesome. He's a much thinner guy than me. I'm not able to do that because my belly gets in the way, but if you have that, do that technique if you have his build, or give it a shot. Okay, now we're going into day 2. Start of day 2 is a log clean and press. And let's get into it. Today we're going for 3 heavy cleans at a 1 RM and a max 1 RM push press or push jerk. So my goal weight today is 210 pounds. And then we're going to be doing back offs later, 75% of that 1 RM at the 3 sets of 2 at 157.5. This is my first time trying to use elbow sleeves. These are the Cerberus Extreme elbow sleeves, and as you can see, they're so tight that I can't even get my elbows into the rack position. I can't really bend my elbows, so I think I just have a too tight of a sleeve. I'm going to try to see. I ordered some 3X and they sent me 2X, so I was just trying to work through these and see what I could do. I got them on, but they're very difficult, so I don't know, maybe I need to work on my technique and my rack, just racking harder. But I couldn't do it with the elbow sleeves on. I had to go no sleeves, which you'll see here. Carp's gym, we're up early on the way to go pick up a strongman yoke. So stay tuned and maybe we'll get to show you some. Stop by and get a little coffee in the rest area. Whew, it's early. Early bird gets the worm, right? Well, boys and girls, Carp's Gym is now the proud owner of a Y1 yoke from Rogue Fitness. So stay tuned and maybe you'll get to see me train with it. Jumping into week 3, day 3, we're going to work up to a heavy triple on SSB squats. And I worked up to a 409 for 3 reps here, listening to the Tron song, which I highly recommend. And then I got back offsets, 3 sets of 3 at 85% of that 3 rep max. I did 2 sets here. One of them I forgot to record, so I'm going to do those back offs at 340. Then we got a quick rock out here, guitar solo for Garage Gym Life morning show. So this is going to be sent to Garage Gym Life John Greaves III, so check that out. Now we're back warming up for the next item. We're getting the farmer handles back out, the Fringe Sport farmer handles. We're loading those up because we're going to do yoke and frame carry EMOM alternating 50-foot runs. So we're going to do heavy yoke and light frame carries back to back every minute on the minute. Now this is the first time I got this yoke. You saw when I picked it up earlier. This is my first time using it, so I'm trying to get the spacing and the height so where I can put it on my back. As a low bar squatter, I have a tendency to want to put it lower on my back, but for this you need to do more higher up on your traps, the high bar, because if you don't, it's going to fall off your back and drag the ground. So try to do a high bar squat type position and get your arms there and push forward on the yoke and kind of lean forward. Man, this strongman cardio will wear you out. What's up? There's my wife, Miss Coach Carp, coming to check out. She wants to lift, so she's coming to get me to come help her with the bench press. And I'll throw some clips of that in here too, because she's going to be using that Living Fit bar. It's a 28mm bar. She really likes it because of the medium knurling. So here she is, hitting some bench press. And I think she's going to follow this up with some lat pull downs and some other stuff. We'll give you a couple clips here. Notice this is a 17-inch bench, regulation bench, but she's a short queen. So if you guys are short queens or short kings out there, get you some bumper plates and put your feet up there get the right distance. Now we're skipping day 4, week 3, and going on to week 4, day 1, because they're both deadlift days, and I can't do back-to-back deadlift days even with a couple days off. So I'm having to drop one of the deadlift days. So the next couple weeks is probably going to be 3-day workouts unless I do conditioning or something on the 4th day. So I'm working up to a 1 RM on deadlift, and today's 1 RM, working up to a 450 for a 1 RM. And then deadlift back-offs, 5 sets of 2 at 80% of that 1 RM with 60-second planks in between. So that working set, 5 sets of 2, is going to be 360 pounds that you'll see me doing the back-offs. This is a 1 RM right here, and that's probably a RPE 11 because that's a super grind. After this, I'm doing some assistance work. I got an epoch set. It's wide grip lat pull downs. I'm trying to hit 15, 12, 10, 6. And then I'm at 110 pounds, 120 pounds, 130 pounds, and 135 pounds ascending weights. So as the reps go down, the weight goes up. Rolling on to week 4, day 2. This is a strength focused day. The main movement is axle clean and press, work up to a 1 RM. And I'm shooting for 215 to 225. And then back off sets at 75% of that 1 RM, whatever you hit your max. And then three sets of 2. And for me, I think I maxed out here at 215. I tried 225, but I couldn't get it. So I ended up calling it at 215. And then that made my working sets 170. 3 sets of 2 at 170. And I'm push pressing. Now this is me loading 225 on the bar. Got a 20 kg axle bar with a 45, 25, and 2 10s. I really thought this was there, so I went for it. And as you can see, this is what happened. Close, but no cigar. I thought it was there, so I had to give it a shot again. I've never done this much for a push press or a clean and press on the axle at all. So I felt like it was there. I took a hit of ammonia and tried to go back at it. And I thought this one was even worse, but you'll see it right here. So I just called it there at 215 for the max. So now I've got back offs at 170, and I felt like these were pretty smooth. These felt pretty, I don't want to say easy, but it's all difficult until you get it into the rack position. But I feel like once I get any of these weights in the rack, I can get them up there. And right here you can see I just timed it really well on that second rep. I timed it even better than the first rep. So it's all about catching that knee thrust as you pressing, and it makes it a whole lot easier if you can time it correctly. Now we're back on another day. This is day 3 of week 4. It's a squat focus day. We're doing SSB, work up to a heavy triple on SSB, and then we're going to do back offs at 3x3 at 85% of that heavy triple. I'm working up here today on the giant lifting SSB. I really like this bar. It's good, a good camber, and it has knurled handles. So I did a review on this. You want to check that out, check out one of my reviews on my YouTube channel. I got the giant lifting review. I'm just working up, I'm just adding a plate, working up to 430, and then those back offs at 85% are going to be 365. So as I'm working up here, I'm not doing any knee sleeves or belt until I get up to above 315. Now this is a 69-pound bar, so even when it looks like it's 315, it's about 20 pounds heavier. So I'm about 325 or so here. So I got my knee sleeves on, and then I belt up. Usually knee sleeves and belt up anything over 315 always. And I'm going to work up to 430, and then after that 430 set, I'm going to do back offs at 365. Woo! Woo! The next thing, after I rack this between sets, I'm going to go ahead and get my sled ready, because I got heavy sled pushes, 5 rounds of heavy sled pushes with a run, bike, or row for 500 meters. And I've got the rower, so I'm going to do the rower. It's 5 rounds of those, alternating, and then you rest completely and then start the round again. So you'll do a heavy sled push for 50 feet, and then once I got that set up, I'll move it out of the way, load up the plates on there, and then I'm going to go right back into my last couple sets of the SSB, and then we'll move out to the yard for sled pushes and rows, 5 rounds. Now these things are killer. I'm doing heavy, so I've got 245s on the Torque M1 tank, but that's really just for traction. The resistance comes from the lever. I have it on level 3, which is the highest level resistance. So I mean, it's very difficult to push in this. You'll see me, I'm giving it what I got, and on level 3 it's very difficult. So don't let the small sled fool you. It has magnetic resistance, so the harder you push, the harder it pushes back. So just something to be aware of there. And then we're going to do back and forth on those, and then we're going to come back and jump on the rower for 500 meters, and boy was this thing a killer. This 5 rounds of sled pushing and sled dragging is going to be the end of this workout. It's only the second item on the day. There's supposed to be 3 other items that I'm doing today, but I had to call this for time, and I've had to do that on a couple of days. I try to get most of the heavy sets or the strongman stuff out of the way, and then the optional conditioning and assistance work, if I don't have time, then I just drop it. Hey, thanks for watching, guys. That was episode number 3. Stay tuned for the next episode coming soon. Get after it and go lift.